Very good morning and a very warm welcome to Study IQ. I am Prashant Mavani. I hope you all are doing good. Dear friends, today is Sunday. I'm sure you have some sort of plans to enjoy your Sunday, making or converting your Sunday into a fun day. And let's have a positive start. The strongest among you is the one who controls his anger. If I throw some more light on this statement said by or given by Prophet Muhammad, then you can understand from this statement. If you reread this statement, then you will find that anger is something that is going to, you can say, that is going to be there or that will generate in your mind, right? Anger is a part of natural emotion. But the thing is, if anger is a natural emotion, then controlling it, we can term it as emotional intelligence. Do think about it. I'm sure you will have some very good examples that have taken place in your life. If you go into your mind palace, you will come out with a couple of examples where you have in fact demonstrated this emotional intelligence by conquering your anger. So do let me know if you have any sort of this experience, and do try to, you can say, learn something out of this statement as well, because this will help you with your interview. And it's not only about interview and exam, it will help you with your overall personality too. Many a times what happens is that, say for example, if you are doing a mathematical sum and if you are not able to find the right answer, it may create a sort of anger in you. But the emotional intelligence is that you control your anger and reinvest this energy with that particular problem that you have in your hand, and see the difference, see the change or the result that you can get out of it. Enough said on this thing. Now let's move on. StudyIQ provides pen drive and tablet courses for various different exams. To find out more about it, do check studyiq.com. Dear friends, today is Sunday, so as you know, we don't have editorials today, but we will analyze important news item that is related with India and Palestine today. But before that, you have a flock of great white egrets, flying over a paddy field. You find this type of bird related questions as well in your MCQ, so keep this thing in mind. They are very common species that you find. The name is great white egrets. With this, dear friends, this is the item on which we are going to have a thorough discussion. Modi reiterates support for Palestine. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Palestine, and let me show you a zoom version of this map. So here is our country India, and from here, if you travel this bit western side, you reach here. This portion is West Asia. You have this all Arabic countries, as well as you have this Palestine, Jordan, and other countries as well. Now the thing is, Palestine, right? This is the first visit of Prime Minister of India to Palestine. So this itself indicates that this is a very important milestone in terms of relationship between India and Palestine. Palestine is here. I have another map as well for you guys. This is Palestine. You can see this dark brown portion here. You have West Bank on one. This part is West Bank, and here you have this Gaza Strip. Of course, these two different parts, they belong to one country, that is Palestine. You have Israel here, then you have Jordan, you have this Syria here, Lebanon, Egypt. All these countries are nearby this Palestine and Israel. You have Dead Sea. You know, the uniqueness or unique feature of Dead Sea is that it is having, you can say, highest salinity, and because of this thing, too much salt in the water, no one basically sinks in this. You can literally, if even if you don't know how to swim, you are going to float on this Dead Sea. And the other thing is that because of too much salinity, you don't find any fish species here too. With this, dear friends, let's get back to the items that we have. Now, Prime Minister said that India is there for Palestine, and India wants Palestine to be a sovereign, independent, and living in a peaceful environment, a country that is living in a peaceful environment. Very important statement when Prime Minister of India is giving this sort of statements in Palestine. This indicates that our support is going to be there with Palestine, and here the words that you use, or the words that India has chosen, is unbroken and unwavering support for Palestine. As I told you, this is the first visit, so this is a milestone. This is the first time this thing is taking place in the history of India and Palestine. And Prime Minister also visited Yasser Arafat's tomb. And Yasser Arafat, he is a leader, in fact, at present he's no more, but earlier on he had or he chose in this path of you can say arms struggle, right? He used arms at that point of time, but later on he decided that arms or using force is not a solution for peaceful existence or for solution when it comes to Israel and Palestine. So he decided to get rid of these arms, and since then for till the end of his life he chose this path of non-violence and discussions and dialogues, and for that he was in fact bestowed with Nobel Prize as well. So on your screen you have Yasser Arafat. I'm sure many of you would be knowing many things about Yasser Arafat, and India has termed him as a great leader as well as a very close friend of Indian people, because Yasser Arafat used to have a huge amount of respect for India and Indian people. So this is something that is connecting, or this is a thread that is connecting both India and Palestine together. Apart from that, he also visited this Arafat mausoleum, and the unique thing, or you can say a very not strange is not the right word, but this is something unusual. See, Prime Minister first landed here in Jordan. Of course he cannot land in Israel, and he cannot land in Tel Aviv and then go to this Ramallah, or this capital of this West Bank, because of course you know the problems going on between Israel and Palestine for a very long period of time, since the inception of Israel when British left, and since then we have seen this issue between, or this problem going on between Palestine and Israel. And then you have different updates as well, right? Most recently USA, United States of America, Mr. Trump declared Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, and he ordered his diplomatic people that shift USA's embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Then United Nations, there was a resolution against this declaration, and India supported this resolution. That India said that any sort of solution regarding this Jerusalem can be done only through discussion. No particular country can take a stand on this thing, because what happens is that when a country like USA is declaring or coming out with this sort of statements, all the energy that the world has invested so far in finding a peaceful solution of this Palestine and Israel, you basically, everything is waterlogged, right? You basically destroy all the things, all the steps taken, because this is going to create problems in Arab world, and we saw how this Arab world was not happy about this thing. Of course Palestine was not happy about this thing, and United Nations as well, with the help of this resolution, clearly stated that you cannot take this sort of decisions, right? This is the thing. This is one of the most recent thing that took place here. Apart from that, if we talk about India, then we know that Israeli Prime Minister was here in India. But before that, Prime Minister of India visited Israel for the very first time in the history of India and Israel's relation. Here again, for the first time, Palestine visit is been taken by our Prime Minister 2 years ago. President of our country, at that point of time, Shri Pranab Mukherjee visited Israel, Palestine and Jordan. So if you overall, if you go through the big picture, then we find that India is very interested in developing good relationship with West Asian countries. And when I say West Asian countries, I'm talking about these countries here. His next visit is going to be UAE. In fact, as we are speaking now, he is in UAE, and the last visit is going to be Oman. Oman is a country very famous in India. Many people from our country, particularly Gujarat and Mumbai, right, Maharashtra and Gujarat, they travel or they live in Oman. They live and work over there in Oman. Very famous in the western part of our country, Oman. So that's a bit of background information regarding Jerusalem. The history, if you go back to the religious history, then Jerusalem is a holy site for three religions of the world, right? The first one is Christianity, second one is Islam, and the third one is Judaism. All these three religions, they have their very important holy site here in Jerusalem. So naturally you are going to find a state of tug of war. All these three different religions, they are going to say that this Jerusalem belongs to them. So this is something that religious leaders as well, they have to take a stand, and they have to spread this message of peace. Of course they are, I'm not saying they are not, but we need some more efforts from all stakeholders when it comes to Jerusalem. So here you can see that Prime Minister used a Jordanian army helicopter. This is something that I was talking you about, right? Rather than going directly to this Ramallah, Prime Minister visited this Amman, that is capital Oman, that is capital of Jordan, and from here he took an army helicopter, and from here he reached Ramallah. As you can see on your screen, he is handshaking with important leaders of Palestine, and he also talked about this Abu Ammar. Abu Ammar is same Yasser Arafat, and he paid tribute to him, and basically deals, 6 agreements have been signed between Palestine and India, $50 million worth agreement, and out of that $30 million for super specialty hospital in Beit Sahur. Then we have this India is going to build schools, diplomatic training institute, very important for Palestine and for India as well, and women's empowerment and training center. Apart from that, if we observe the statements of Prime Minister at present, and when we compare it with our statements 2 years ago. Now when I say statements of ours, right, see, whenever you find President or Prime Minister of India visiting any country, and if they are giving out a speech, then all the things, even a single word, right, is not as raw as our discussion here. As you know, our discussion is a raw discussion, right? It's not scripted, but the statements given by Prime Minister and delegates, they are scripted, each and every word, right? You analyze and you pick and choose every single word. It is very important. This is the thing. So here you find that Prime Minister has said that he has not used traditional words. 2 years ago, when President Pranab Mukherjee visited Jordan, Israel and Palestine, the thing that I was talking you about, at that point of time, President Pranab Mukherjee said, or government of India said, or India said that I reiterated India's principal support to Palestinian cause and called for a negotiated solution resulting in a sovereign, independent, viable and United States of Palestine. What is United States of Palestine? You have this Gaza Strip and West Bank united together, because there was a phase when this Gaza Strip, you had one independent political party over there. Of course, they always considered themselves as Palestinian, but they were not happy with this West Bank. But at present, things are under the control of President of Palestine. So at that point of time, this was the statement of India, and we also said that East Jerusalem, as we considered, or we promoted, or we said that East Jerusalem should be the capital of Palestine. So this was something said by President Pranab Mukherjee, but at present we are not finding the mention of East Jerusalem. It could be because of this resolution, and you see the way India is getting stronger and stronger. If we keep India here, then we have 3 parties. We have Palestine, we have Israel, and we have USA. We have very good relationship with USA at present. With Israel, you know, this bilateral visits of Prime Minister, reciprocal visit of Prime Minister of Israel and India. So the cordial bond that Prime Minister of India and Israel, they share with each other, the personal rapport they have, and overall the whole bilateral gamut, if you go through the relationship, then you find that it is a very strategic relationship, isn't it? And with Palestine as well, we are having a very good relation. Before Prime Minister visited Palestine, beg your pardon, before Prime Minister visited Israel a couple of months ago, last year 2017, before that, before a month or something, we hosted Palestinian president in our country, and now then we had Prime Minister visiting Israel, then Israeli Prime Minister visiting here with USA as well. Very good relationship. You know the stand taken by USA and the stand taken by India at United Nations. Israel as well is more than happy, or Israel has no problem whatsoever as far as India and Palestine's relationship are concerned. Same thing applies to Palestine as well. Palestine is happy, and Palestine takes it very positively that the more stronger relationship between India and Israel, the better it is for Palestine as well, because then India can persuade Israel to do something and to don't do something. So this is the situation, and it is very, you can say, very well. India has played all its cards very well. So hats off to our diplomats. So we are, you can understand that two different arch rivals. We are having good relationship with both of them, and no one is having any problem with our country. It could be because the historical stand that we have taken. And recently, a couple of days ago, the president of Palestine, in fact, said that we are more than happy if India can play a role as a negotiator when it comes to Israel and Palestine. One more thing that I would like to mention here is this Quartet Roadmap. What is this Quartet Roadmap? Just in case if you find this mention of Quartet Roadmap in your MCQ, and it is important for you to understand this thing. It is about two-state plan, right? And here you have this USA, European Union, Russia, United Nations. These are the stakeholders who are ready to provide their suggestions and other support to resolve this problem that is going on between Israel and Palestine. So I hope many things have been said on this thing now. Things should be clear to you now. And very quickly, the Palestinian envoy, ambassador to India, he said that this visit indicates that India is not treating us as a tail of Israel, but India is treating us as a separate entity. Very good thing. Prime Minister also had a chat with Nasir Hussain Ansari, who runs Indian hospice in Jerusalem, and he said this is a great moment. Prime Minister has been bestowed with the Grand Collar of the State of Palestine, the highest Palestinian honor of four foreign dignitaries. And now we reach to news items. Of course, this one was a news item too, but this one we are going to have a quick glance, and we will stop where we find important items. So my prayers goes to my prayers for the departed souls, as well as for the family members of our soldiers, right? Two soldiers have passed away in this militant attack, and DGP of Jammu and Kashmir has said that this is 100% attack from Pakistan, and this attack in fact coincides with this Afzal Guru's hanging, and in 84 Maqbul Butt was also hanged on 11th February. So attacks taking place during this period is, of course, indicates that they are trying to take a revenge of this death of their so-called Afzal Guru and Maqbul Butt. With this, UIDAI has again clarified, notified that all this necessary items like medical help, hospitalization, school admission, ration through your PDS, even if someone is not having this biometric UIDAI Aadhaar card, they should not be stopped, or there should not be any sort of hurdles, right? They should be provided with this necessary item, essential services. With this, dear friends, I would like to share this is a small news item that you find, and it is about a film. I'm sure you would be aware about this film called Padman, and this Padman is about menstrual hygiene. And I'm not trying to defame Pakistan here. My main focus here is this thing called taboo subject. Now, menstrual hygiene is something that is very natural. It is not associated with just women, right? As far as I am concerned, I strongly believe that it is concerned with human beings, right? It is very necessary. It is a healthy thing that you have regular periods, and this is not at all a taboo subject. It is associated with hygiene. It is associated with health. So whenever we find the protest or any country is banning this thing, and if they are terming it as a taboo subject, then this indicates that still we of course we are in a right path of empowering our women lot. And when I say empowering our women lot, I mean to say we are eventually indirectly or directly empowering human beings on this planet. And our Miss World 2017, Manushi Chillar, she a couple of days ago she met President of India, and she is also promoting this menstrual hygiene and sanitary pads and other things. And I strongly believe that as an Indian citizen, as a brother, as a son, I should take a stand on this thing, and I should basically play whatever tiny role I can play in spreading awareness regarding this thing. So here I think I feel immense satisfaction when I have discussed my personal views with you guys over here. So very important thing for your civil services or other exams as far as essays are concerned, right? You can use these examples as well. Now it's up to you how you use these examples. That is an art, and that is an art as well as craft. So you have to that will means you can shine in that thing with practice. Practice is the only thing. With this, dear friends, this endangered musk deer is mentioned here very briefly. It's about the king of Nepal. He said that he is not able to send this musk, which is kasturi, because of legal hurdles, because this musk deer is endangered species. You get this musk from this endangered musk deer. Here you find a mention of this dinosaur deaths because of meteors that struck our earth 66 million years ago, leading to the extinction of these dinosaurs. But my focus is not here. My focus is this one. I want to introduce this thing to you guys. It is associated with geography of our country. It is known as Deccan traps. So here this map indicates Deccan traps, and in this part of Gujarat, this is Saurashtra part, and you find you have a place called Junagadh here, associated with history of our country. Ashok's rock edicts are here, and you have this Girnar mountain as well. And one of the reason behind this Girnar mountain is this this volcanoes, right? This lava that came out or bursted out of this earth, and because of this thing we have this Deccan trap over here too. And the speciality of Deccan trap is it is the world's longest flowing lava, and at that point this was in fact the longest flowing. It's not still going on at present. I must clarify this thing. And one more thing is that we find natural gas and other items in this Bombay High and other parts, and one of the reason is this Deccan trap. And you have this Krishna Godavari basin, famous for gas too. Many times you find it in news. This Krishna Godavari basin is in news because of oil and gas. So the geography working behind it is Deccan traps. This one is about ISCA's new source of white light. Now, white light, the one that we use at present, it is using this rare earth material. It is called zeolite. It is rare earth material. It is expensive, and it is not environment friendly too. And it consumes more energy, so this is not good for us. But now, researchers, they have found they can use zinc, which usually is used for protecting iron from rusting and making brass, but now it can be used for coating these bulbs, and then you can get this white light. And it is using less amount of energy in terms of this zeolite, so it is good in that term as well. Less carbon footprint, and zinc is one of the most abundant metal on earth. So less price as well. So this is a good or unique thing. Center has passed or granted 1,269 crore for Andhra Pradesh. We know that from last couple of days political scenario was getting bit hot between this ally, this Telugu Desam party of NDA, and BJP and TDP. Basically they were not happy with TDP, was not happy with BJP, and the government has released 417.44 crore rupees for Polavaram multipurpose project. And the central government has said that it has released 4,329 crore rupees so far, and state government said that since this project was declared as a national project, the state government has spent 7,200 crore, so you need to give us the rest of the money regarding this Polavaram project. And 369 is also passed for this post-devolution revenue deficit as suggested or recommended by 14th Finance Commission. Trappist I is a planetary system, and that was first detected in 2016, and it has 7 planets. And basically the only important thing here is this one, that this Trappist 1 planets, they may have water on it, right? So this is the most important bit here, that they may have water. Still, this sort of things are ongoing process, and I have gone through today's The Hindu's science and tech part, and I have gone through other sources as well, and not that much. One thing that was mentioned in all different sources, if we go through the past 1 week from Monday to Saturday's science and tech portion, then we find one thing was there. It is regarding this Elon Musk's this new spacecraft that is up there in the air, right, or in the space at present. So it was mentioned, so we have talked about it, so I thought we can drop that one. But this one is a very important one. It is about secrets of solar flares. Now, remember a couple of weeks ago, I remember it quite very well. It was a Sunday when we talked about this solar flares, and I provided you picture and impact of this solar flares, how it can impact our earth and things like that. So we have talked about this thing earlier on, and this is something new that we have. Now you have this yellow bits that you can see, they are known as cage, right? And the blue ones, they are known as ROPs. These are the names given by scientists who are studying sun at present. So how it works and what this cage and ROP is all about, I will tell you about that as well. Now the thing is, you know, these flares, right, they occur on their own, and they are accompanied by powerful eruptions of plasma or charged gas. Now this plasma, when what happens basically is that if the cage is strong, if you have a strong cage, then this flares, they want to be able to break this cage and they want to be able to come out. And when they burst out, basically, if they come nearby our earth, then they can damage our satellite system and our power grids. So this is a negative impact of solar flares on our earth. But when you have this strong cage, they can be, you can say, they will stay within this cage. So this is a bit important thing that is mentioned here. And one more thing that I would like to talk about is this sun's corona. So sun's corona is the outermost layer of the atmosphere of this sun. And the very strange thing about sun is that if this is sun, then its core area is less hot when you compare it with this outer portion. The corona is the hottest part. So, and this is creating this is one of the biggest hurdle that we face in studying sun. Because of corona, we cannot have that much good insight regarding the core of the sun. So remember, sun's corona is the outermost layer of its atmosphere, and it is the hottest part. With this, dear friends, these are your answer, your questions. Make sure you check StudyIQ.com for our pen, tablet and tablet courses. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you have learned something today, then do give us your like. It motivates me personally. Pass your answers and valuable comments. I will see you all soon. Enjoy your Sunday. God bless you all. Jai Hind.